and the Kansas City Chiefs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. He'll have a first down past the 40. He cuts it right. And finally taken down at the 15. A huge play there right off the bat. And even 60 yards. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Good team on it. Good team on it.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0.
Next to score, Cardinals 7, Chiefs nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And right away, he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. Got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch the run.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Exit. He's coming. Come on. That's it.
Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A gain of 32 that time. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
He's already scored once. He definitely had his eyes wide open trying to get in there a second time, but I thought that was a really nice play defensively to deny him.
Yeah, it was, as you said, keeping him away from his second first-quarter touchdown there. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough. Here's Henry. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
This one taken just inside the... Now a hit and a loose football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Throwing now is Murray. Open man completes it to Butler. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Running from the gun with Henry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Chiefs' 10-yard line.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point attempt to come here. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter from Arrowhead. It's the Chiefs in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back.
Yellow.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers. Quarterback, and when he delivers the ball.
Yellow, yellow.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go. At their own 17-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Throwing on first down is Murray. That incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a handoff to Henry. He's got a first down past the 30 and all the way up to the 33-yard line. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Cardinals first down as well.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Murray now on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
54, Mike. 54, Mike. 54, watch 54. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up.
3rd and 2, and here's Murray. And it's complete. Henry And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That goes for 14 yards. First down, Cardinals. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Derrick Henry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch the flag, watch the flag.
Again to Henry. And he works free. Touchdown, Cardinals. Derrick Henry on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals push further out in front. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
That's it, baby. We got
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Gibson. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he's going to go sack. They push him back to the 34. Ben Banagoo, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now Mahomes. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Good job.
A big play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. This is brought in by Gibson. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Yellow. Come on, D.
Mahomes now on 1st down, looking for the end zone. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. As his guys are in for 6, and the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Check 3, check 3. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Out. What? Go.
Now Murray. Going up top. And it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Murray. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It's now 2nd and
10.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Blue down. Right there.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 8.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something.
It's caught at the 10. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 67 yards. And at this stage, down in the 2nd half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Got you, boy. I got you, boy. Hey, 43's the mic.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Ben Banagoo in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And he will score. Touchdown to City. Patrick Mahomes, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Complete. It's Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A first down carry for Henry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. When he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. That's complete to Butler. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. And the busy night for Henry continues. Fighting through. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. This is Henry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. This is Butler making the catch. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Ready up. Mike 50. Hey, get me out. Get me lightly. It's free.
On first down, it's Bennett, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Stop your whining.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Ready? Spin right. Spin deep. Check.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
At the 5-yard line. That's the end of the 3rd.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal.
65.
Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Here we go. 15 on it. I don't think you got it, son.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal.
It's now 4th and goal.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Yellow. I 7, let's go. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Watch the slant. 58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Attack! Let's go!
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Let's go! Big hand, touchdown. 54 Mike. Night, sweetheart.
They'll run on first down. It's Henry. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Henry. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Check safety. Watch safety creep. Safety.
Henry. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there. The football back.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 13.
58, Mike. Go. 55. Mike, 58. Right.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 25 yards that time. Now here's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Man up, D. And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike. Let's go, D. 58 is the Mike.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Now he's flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Mahomes to throw once more. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. They give him a gain of 37. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
A first down carry for Barkley. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From the 16, Mahomes, and the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. The Chiefs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gibson. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Mahomes now 9 of 17 through the air. Mahomes going to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Hunter Renfrow, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've got the 2-score lead. Look, though, they fumbled last possession, led to a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the 4th, they got to be careful.
They definitely do, because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Second and 5 now. Murray, he's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 58 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And this one is right through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
From the 31. Cobb's here. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards, and it's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen, because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
You better be afraid of me.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Hey, yellow. Echo. 43's the mic. 43's the mic. Here we go, DK.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That one caught by Gibson. And it's a fumble. And the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals, and never an easy thing to come into Arrowhead and get the victory. One of the top